I graduated from high school, I was a volunteer high school powerlifting coach. And that's kind of where I cut my teeth when I was first starting. I still coach a few of those guys online now because, like, in the nicest way possible. The coaches that are there now are football coaches and they're not training coaches. And so they'll run those guys into the ground.
Yeah.
And so one of the guys that I coach, this kid full of piss, like just so driven. I can't get him to calm down, man. He's just gonna be the next John Hack if he keeps it up. I really believe that. I mean, because he I partially did that squat yesterday because I'm like, I don't want this 160-pound teenager to beat my squat. Yeah. That I'm coaching.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta lock in, man. I mean, it's incredible. I posted his one of his totals in January, I want to say. And I mean, for a 160-pound kid who's been lifting for 2 years, you know, I would say a 460 squat, 225 bench, and a 500 deadlift's pretty good.
Damn. Yeah. I mean, he's coming up on 3 times body weight squat. That's like,
he's got this complex where he truly believes that not that he is the best, but that he can be the best. Sure. And that's what I love. I love that mentality. That's something that I really desperately needed when I was first starting to work out.
Do you feel like you didn't trust yourself? Like you didn't trust your talent?
Yeah. I think I should have been more realistic about probably my genetic potential. You know, like, listen, I don't think genetics are the end all be all for lifting the way a lot of people do. I think it has a lot more to do with like work ethic and, you know, your preparation, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I've got 3 different people that I'm related to by blood who were Division I football players, and 2 of those could have gone to the NFL if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So, or as an undrafted guy, but you know, it's like, and I'm the shortest of my male cousins. I'm 6'.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. The women in my family are, excluding my mom, all about 5'10". So,
wow. Yeah. You've got like a Viking blood in you, man. You got that Pete Rubish heritage.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm such a Pete Rubish fanboy, or I used to be. I mean, now, I mean, listen, I love that guy because he was my coach actually for a little while.
Really?
Yeah. So I learned a little bit. Actually, a lot of my bench methodology is kind of based on him. Ironically, of course, he's not known for his bench, but I learned a lot based on what he had me doing for bench, which was 3 days of actual like bench training, and then 1 like accessory day where I just did like what do you have me do, like JM press and skull crushers, that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, very, very heavy on the specificity, a little too much for my personal liking, but it did influence me a lot because it kind of took the governor off on what I thought was possible with frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I've seen a lot of my progress, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, I found just for myself and my own shitty lifts that like the more frequently I can train movement, like the better I progress, you know? So it's like, I'd rather sort of titrate up my volume to where it's like, okay, I can do 3 work sets 3 times a week and I get more out of that than doing like 5, you know, twice a week of squat or something. But so was Pete Rubish, like working with him, was that the first time that you were on like a structured program, or had you just been writing your own stuff before that?
Man, I've been really fortunate. I've had a lot of really good mentors. So Luke got me into lifting. Luke Baldoni is his name. I think he's a graduate student now at the University of New Mexico. Crazy work ethic. Like he doesn't exactly know how to put into words, but he's very knowledgeable about exercise. And he brought me into the weight training class at my high school, where I met the weight training teacher, Dee McGilvray, and she is was the Masters Women's World Champion for weightlifting.
Oh wow, like Olympic lifting?
Yeah. And she went to the Olympics for other sports as well when she was younger. So she's like an 8-time Olympian or something.
That's wild.
Yeah. And Dee was very like hammered home, you know, recovery and good technique, especially, you know, as you would imagine from an Olympic weightlifter. And just hammered home a lot of really good habits that I really can't thank the 2 of them for enough.
Yeah.
Now, Pete was kind of my introduction to like what was more geared toward powerlifting and strongman and getting your actual basic functions stronger and not just getting stronger by getting your technique better or getting bigger for bodybuilding purposes. Yeah. It was kind of like the intersection, and that's what I learned from Pete, I would say.
That makes sense. And, you know, just stepping back and thinking about like Pete Rubish as like a persona, like those basement washing machine deadlift days, he's like that kid that you're trying to hold back on the powerlifting team, you know? So it's interesting that mentality feels, I mean, like philosophically opposed to someone who was an Olympic weightlifter, right? Who would be very precise and technical and measured, you know? And so it's cool that you kind of found a way to blend both of those, I guess, or got both perspectives early on.
I mean, I think you can pull a lot from every discipline of lifting. I pulled a lot from like sprint training and stuff too. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm literally wearing a West Side Barbell shirt right now, or
Nice.
jacket right now.
Classic. Yeah.
And honestly, like the information that I think West Side Barbell doesn't get enough credit for is all of the research from other exercise disciplines that they brought into lifting.
Mhm.
And I mean, you can learn from everyone. Like here I am
Yeah.
having this conversation with you. You like I'm assuming that you know something that I don't, and you're assuming the same of me, and that's what makes this conversation so interesting. Is that we both can learn something that helps us out in our own lives. Also, this is going on YouTube, but like, you know what I'm saying is that this conversation would be pretty boring for both of us if we just assumed we already knew everything that the other had.
Oh,
You know?
absolutely. And it's like, I mean, you see, this is just like, I think, inherent in human nature, but you see the factions on like fitness YouTube, you know, and like the RP form cyborg camp. And then you got people just trying to horse cock it, you know, and hump the tricep push down like Sam Sulek. But, you know, you got to be able to blend approaches, you know, like I've been thinking a lot about my sort of rowing work, and I was doing a lot of kind of seal rows for a while, which were great. And I mean, like they were really effective for kind of helping me stay tight on bench because you're kind of working that range, you know. But I just got back to like floating barbell rows, you know, and kind of getting some letting my low back in to get some added kind of load on the bar and just controlling the eccentric. And I feel like that's already I'm seeing carry over into my deadlift for that, you know. And so I think it's about you know, you just always knowing that you don't know everything, I guess, and coming in with that mindset is definitely.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah.
I think Louis Simmons has a something that he says where it's like everything. I mean, not literally, but everything works, but nothing works forever.